Hello, Vinyl community. How you doing? It's Bill with the Vinylverse. This is another Vinyl Grabs video, and I'm going to show a recent Goodwill haul that I had a week or so ago, and also I got a semi-grail in the mail, ordered online. So, and then within the next several days to a week or so, I'm gonna have another Vinyl Grabs video showing you all the other jazz releases that I've gotten in over the past few weeks or so. Some stories behind that. But first, this grail here. Really excited to have this. Never thought I'd own this version of this album. And this is the Great Jazz Trio at the Village Vanguard. This is a Japanese pressing from 1978, and it's on the Eastwind label. You can see it's got the obi here. It also has another obi strip here, which I was not expecting, but very cool nonetheless. And this album is as close to mint as you could get. I'll just say it's near mint, but it's in just beautiful condition here. Now, the Great Jazz Trio, this is Ron Carter on bass, Hank Jones on piano, and Tony Williams on drums. This was recorded at the Village Vanguard in New York City in February of 1977, and this pressing is a Japanese pressing from 1978. First pressing for Japan here. The sound quality on this album is just, I mean, you feel like you're in the room with them. It's just great. Tony Williams' drums just sound unbelievable, and this is just a great recording. So very, very excited to have it. And here's the album. It's on the Eastwind label. And like I said, this is pretty much a mint record. It's just really fantastic. So you have a Charlie Parker song here called Moose the Mooch to open it up, and then it goes into a version of John Coltrane's Naima. Just fantastic. And then side 2 has a Klaus Orgerman track called Favors, and it closes out with a Ron Carter track called 12 plus 12. Just an outstanding recording here. Never did understand the cover, the baseball picture. I guessed because it was released in Japan. I know baseball is very big in Japan. Yeah, but not sure why it has this cover. Yeah. So, a couple odd things. So Discogs says this is released in 1978, but the obi, this one over here has 1977 on it, if you can see that. And somewhere else, AI Music presents, it says 77 here. And then also in the, where is it? Not sure if you can see that, but it's got 1977 down here. So even though it says, yeah, right here, even though it says this came out in 1978, it looks like this was pressed in 1977. So the same year it was recorded. And just a fabulous album, and really, really excited to have picked this up. And for this album was $8, so I couldn't believe it, and really, really stoked to have it. So that's the Grail. Now, I hit up Goodwill. And typically I never ever come across anything worth picking up. But on this one instance, I must have just gotten there at the right time and had a pretty good haul there. So let me go through these. Starting off with Marshall Crenshaw's self-titled album from 1982, Still in the Shrink. This is really, really great great album by Marshall Crenshaw. Songs like There She Goes Again, Someday, Some Way. Just terrific. I was, really happy to have seen this one and picked it up. And everyone talks about their Goodwill, how it's they get them for $1. Goodwill's up in my area. They price them, different prices, and it's usually anywhere from $1.97, $2.97, $3.97, $4.97. So I don't get the good deals that some of you other people are finding, but yeah, $1.97. But good find there. And then next, Pretenders, Learning to Crawl, and this one is from 1984. Let's see there, $2.97. Of course, it has songs like Middle of the Road, Back on the Chain Gang, and 2,000 Miles. So cool to find this one. Next, Rush, Signals. Surprisingly didn't have this album on vinyl, so was happy to have found it there. $2.90 or $1.97 there. Of course, songs like Subdivisions and New World Man on this album, so that was cool. This one is I was kind of surprised to see, but it's Lindisfarne and their debut album, Nicely Out of Tune. This album came out in 1970. This is actually, I think it came out in the UK in 1970 and then in the US in 1971. So this is a die cut album here, and it's got insert here with lyrics, and then the album. And this is on Elektra. Custom Elektra label there with the Lindisfarne logo. So this is cool. So Lindisfarne is where's the insert if I didn't show that? They're kind of folk rock. And an interesting tidbit, at least to me, is this group they were peers of early Genesis. So They were both managed by Tony Stratton Smith. They were both on the Charisma label. Not sure why this was released on Elektra, but I believe it was also released on Charisma over here in the US. But cool to have found this. So yeah, excited for that one. Next, Procol Harum, A Salty Dog. Really surprised to see this one there, and it's on A&M Records there. And these albums are all in really, really good condition here. So this is a great album. Let's see there, $1.87. Yeah, was really happy to find this. And also, the Steve Miller Band, Sailor. Early Steve Miller Band here, psych rock with a blues edge to it, I guess. $2.97. This is on Capitol. Let's see, the Rainbow Capitol label there. So yeah, really cool to have that. And then last but not least, this is Deodato Prelude. So what year is this? 1973. This is a pretty funky album. So this is like jazz funk soul, or soul jazz, funk jazz. Really great. So you have Ron Carter also plays on this album, as does Stanley Clarke, Billy Cobham on drums, Airto Moreira on percussion. Just a whole bunch of great people on here. Anyone else stand out? Then of course Eumir Deodato on piano and electric piano. So this is on the CTI label. So this was another cool find. So pretty good haul from the Goodwill. I was really surprised when I came across those albums, and there was even a couple albums that I left behind, but they were in a little lesser quality. But there was Chicago 8, I think, was there, and a couple hard albums, but I left them there because they were pretty scuffed up, and didn't want to take a chance on them. But this group here, great finds for me. So really happy to have these, and yeah, so you know, a lot of strikeouts at the Goodwill, but it shows here that persistence pays off. So don't give up on thrift stores and Goodwills, because eventually you may come across something like I did here. So don't give up on those. So everyone, that's going to do it for me. Hope everyone's doing well, and like I said, I'll have another Vinyl Grabs video showing some recent jazz pickups that I've made. So stay tuned for that. But that's going to do it. Everyone, take care, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.